Plaintiff Jerry Strokey had dated the defendant, and she claims he was physically and verbally abusive. Jerry claims the defendant recently pinned her on the ground, put her in a chokehold, and threatened to put a gun down her throat. So she had him arrested, and she's suing her ex-boyfriend today for rent and a loan. Defendant James Slama says on the night of the incident, Jerry woke him up for no reason at 2 a.m, screaming at him to leave. James claims Jerry threatened to run outside and cry rape if he didn't leave, and Jerry made good on that promise, despite the fact that James never laid a finger on her. And he says the money from Jerry was a gift.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, prove your case.
Approximately 17 months ago, I met Mr. Slama. I had known him prior to that, but we ran into each other in Elmhurst. I let him move in for the last 16 months. I've been verbally abused. On September 3rd, that's how he got even with me. I called the police. He'd already had moved out on the end of August, and he came over one evening on the night of September 3rd. We got in an altercation. When I went to call 911, he grabbed my phone out of my hand, physically threw it on the ground, smashed it. At that point, I ran out my back door of my garage, got out we live in a townhome, so it was like in the parking lot. I started screaming for help as loud as I could. He had me down on the ground in a chokehold.
Quiet, sir.
And a chokehold with my throat, and he threatened to put a gun down my throat. I do have some evidence of what he had done to his wife prior to this, the exact same thing. Since I didn't have a cell phone, I ran upstairs, started banging on the walls as loud as I can, yelling, "Help, help, help." My neighbor's dog started barking, heard me screaming for help. So I said, "Please call the police, come downstairs and help me." So then, being as nice as she was, she came down in her bathroom with her little dog and her cell phone, and I told her what happened. And I said, "He's outside, he won't leave, he's trying to get in the windows." I said, "The garage is open, I'm scared for my life." He'd ripped my pajama top off. I could hardly even talk.
Did you prosecuting?
Yes, I did.
And what was the result?
We're going to court tomorrow again for domestic violence. He asked for a continuance.
Okay, let me hear from you, sir, regarding this domestic violence before we get to the rent and the loan.
What happened was that day was a Thursday. We were online. She was bidding on a property that was in foreclosure, which we thought she got. So we decided to celebrate. So we had a few drinks. I went to sleep, and all of a sudden around 2 o'clock in the morning, Jerry's screaming at me to wake up, which I did. And she goes, "I want you out of my house." I go, "What are you talking about? What's going on?" I mean, Jerry does have some mood swings, and this is one of them. And then I go, "No, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I have nowhere to go." Although I was not living there at the time, but I had no wheels to get anywhere. So anyway, then we go downstairs outside, just like Jerry said, except she goes, "If you do not leave right now, I'm going to go lay down in the grass and yell rape." I go, "You would not do that to me."
Quiet, ma'am.
"You would not do that to me. Come on, we've been together for over a year. What is this?" She goes, "Watch me." She goes out in the yard, in the grass, and starts yelling rape. Anyway, the neighbor lady did come out, and Jerry had walked back into the house. And she goes, "Why is Jerry screaming?" I think she wants people to think that I'm hurting her or something. And even the neighbor goes, "Is she nuts?" I said, "Tonight she is. I don't understand this."
The police ever come?
No.
So you don't have a court date about that tomorrow?
Oh, they came to my house where I'm living now, but not there. Yeah, I got served papers.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to court tomorrow morning, 9:30.
Did you speak with the police?
No, Your Honor.
Never?
No.
Good enough. All right. And to your understanding, he has not spoken to the police?
No.
Okay. So that is to be determined by the law enforcement in your local community. All right? Because we're not here for that. Okay. And no one has any real evidence that might prove who is a liar.
I understand.
Ma'am, let's get to the rent and loan you're suing him about.
Okay. Here's a letter from my son.
No, tell me.
Okay.
Tell me why you're suing him for rent.
He made an oral agreement with my son on June 1st of 2009.
He made it with your son?
Right, because my son owns a home.
Did he break that agreement with your son?
Yes.
So with regard to the loan, I'll allow you to tell me about that. Your son has to sue for the rent. It's your son's place. And remember, your son had the agreement with him.
Correct.
So your son has to sue for the breach of agreement.
Okay, here's to the loan. He was trying to sue his ex. He was a severe alcoholic and was going to the gambling boat all the time. At one point, I let him sign onto my MasterCard debit card. We only had $200 in the bank at Fifth Third. He went to the gambling boat on February 14th, and somehow, I don't know how the MasterCard gave him over $3,000, which his friend did pay some of it back, but not all of it. That was $600.
That is not true.
And then we also have an agreement that he was suing his wife. And had I seen his divorce papers prior to lending him this $1,500, I would have never done it.
That's what I need to hear about the loan. So far, you've told me about him defrauding you in your account, and you're telling me something about his divorce. I need to hear about when you loaned him the money and when he was supposed to repay you.
10/6/09, I gave him $714 towards the attorney. And then I also have...
When was he to repay that?
As soon as he got on his feet, which never happened. And
okay, so then he doesn't know you yet if he's not on his feet yet.
Well, he's never going to be on his feet. But anyway,
well, then he'll never owe you. You're the one over here talking all slick.
All right.
And talking your way out of a judgment.
According to this, he's got an accountant. He told me as soon as he got his 2009 tax returns, which he's probably already gotten spent.
See, now you're changing that story real quick.
Now
he's probably already got it. What was the next one, ma'am?
This is still the same loan. I gave him a $714 down payment, and then I gave him a check from my debit card for $786.
Same day?
I'm not sure. I have to find that.
Same month?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably within a week or two.
All right, and that's how it ended up. Sir, what do you say about these loans?
She wanted me to sue my ex-wife.
I didn't ask you to sue her.
Quiet, ma'am. Go ahead.
She asked me to sue my ex-wife to try to get half of her retirement. Now, I was married for almost 25 years. My ex-wife, she's got 2 masters and a doctorate. She worked hard for what she got. Very intelligent woman. Anyway, at the time of our divorce, I signed a thing saying I didn't want that money. I didn't earn it. But being with Jerry, all of a sudden, trying to talk me into it. Okay, she did transfer $700.
She's probably trying to get you out of her pocket. Go ahead.
The $700 and change.
It's what?
That's all that I did get from her. The rest of it I paid for the balance of $1,000.
That's not.
I got papers from that lawyer. He asked me to serve my ex-wife, which I did, and I knew that wasn't going to work. And she goes, "You got to be kidding me. Anyone could print this out on a computer." I go, "Yeah, you're right." So I went back to the lawyer. I said, that didn't work. And he goes, well, another $500, I'll go after her a different way. And I said, no, I'm not doing it. I dropped it.
That's a
I didn't go after it.
One last time. How much money did she?
$714.
All right.
Object.
You have anything showing?
Yes, I do.
$786 as well.
Right here.
What is it? You read it.
Here is the original thing for the $714 on the first page. Then it's got highlighted check or card purchase $786.
Let's see that.
And you can see both on the other one for the $714 there too.
Sir?
Yes.
It appears it came out of her account.
We had the same account.
No, that's Chase. You were with Fifth Third.
Nope, don't see your name.
Okay.
All right. See, if he comes with these simple lies tomorrow, you'll definitely have him prosecuted successfully. $1,500 is your judgment,
Your Honor,
ma'am.
I'm not done yet. I thought I was going to get he owes me $5,000 in back rent. Since I'm not getting that, and the judgment was only up to $5,000, I didn't want to bring up this part because it would have gone over the amount that he actually really owes me, $68.96. These are all the gambling debts that he took when he still brought.
All
this
I can
is
do,
another
ma'am,
$500.
you're not going to be quiet?
No. Oh, yes.
You're not?
Yes, I am.
One last time before I dismiss your case totally for contempt. You can't argue with the judge about his judgment. That's called contempt of court.
I'm sorry.
You've asked today for $1,500 in loans.
Right.
I'm granting you that $1,500. You cannot come to court and win an award and say, Judge, I think I want to change that. I think I want a little more since you're being so nice today.
No, Your Honor.
Judge, since you're being so nice, let me add a little something on to that.
No, Your
He
Honor.
also owes me from the 50s when we went to the Dairy Queen, and he said he
Your
would pay
Honor.
me that. Have a good day, ma'am. You've gotten all the loan money that you asked for. Have a good day.
I'm telling him that I'm taking him back to court. He owes $5,000 for rent. He knows it. And he also is a gambler and an alcoholic, and he's going to pay one way or another.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Well, I can prove it in court, so there will be another court date.